Hello, this is my week 7 video presentation assignment. So some of my greatest challenges in the course would definitely include time management. At around the time I started this class, I had transferred departments at my work. And after it took weeks of trial and error to get into a routine that worked right for me. Um, but I was eventually able to get into a good routine. Also, I think just because it's a philosophy class, I've noticed this with other classes I've had like this in the past, but I think like sometimes I'll be worried that I'm like totally missing the point or that I'm like really self-conscious of whatever I'm like about to publish. But I've learned I just have to be more confident in what I post and to just do as much research as possible. Um, I believe that with this course, I've been left with three main facts. One, I will always understand that no matter what, everyone has a perspective, even if one party is kind of just put into a certain box, you have to understand there's still a perspective. There's not really just like a good or a bad or this or that. It's just, you really have to understand perspective. Um, Also, love conquers all. I have a new meaning with that just because of Bell Hooks reading. I just have a new appreciation for that term. And lastly, a liberal arts education both matures and provides the student with a better understanding of culture and true wisdom. I just feel like with a liberal arts education, the wisdom that you have and that you gain, it's you could live 1,000 lives and you still wouldn't get the same effect that you would get just from a really good liberal arts education. Um, at least in my opinion. I was a big fan of all the texts provided throughout the course. I will admit I wasn't a huge fan of the imagery in West's Moral Obligation or Chris Abani's speech. I think sometimes it's a little too much for me, but it was still in really good taste and it definitely helped with the message overall of those pieces. Um, so some of my favorite works discussed in the course, and I feel like I'm about to list all of them, but some of my favorites were Exchange Value by Chris Johnson, Bell Hooks' Love as the Practice of Freedom, and my book that I chose, Desmond Evicted. Um, Not only do they provide great descriptions and great imagery with their readings, but I loved how they went into the poverty mindset. I feel like that's a topic that's not really discussed at all. And if it is, people just have the wrong idea overall. I think in general from these readings, I just have a better mindset about understanding the poverty mindset. It's a topic I've been passionate about for a while, and I hope it continues over the next few years. Um, I also appreciated Desmond and Peter Hessler's readings just because they had characters that I felt like I could relate to, especially with regarding like LGBT. I feel like modern portrayals of LGBT people have this issue where it can be unrealistic or it just completely erases the past. That's why I like with this reading that we've had, it goes into great detail and it's just really respectful overall as well as realistic. So yeah, Professor Wagner, you did an excellent job in creating an engaging and smooth learning process. My friend and I, we would hang out to study sometimes, and we always watched like the TED Ed videos you had, or really just any of the videos, sometimes the lectures, just because they were really interesting and engaging. And I will say, like, with this class, I've never really experienced like being so engaged in the course. I loved reading the texts, and I was always excited to read the next one. So, I wouldn't change anything. You did a really great job with that. Um, Overall, it's just such an interesting course. Um, for the last question, I wasn't entirely sure how to answer this for like the longest time throughout the course because this question's been hinted many times. And even in the last assignment, I feel like I struggled with answering this, so I'm going to try to answer it again. Um, I feel now because of this course and others like it that I've taken in the past, I'll be more prepared and have a healthier mindset for the workforce and my relationships moving forward. I think that with my major, it's very easy to forget that we are in constant interaction with the world and society around us. I'm an accounting major, so from what I've seen, we're very closed off, especially from my experience. Um, I believe now with this newfound perspective, I'll be able to grow and make the best ethical decisions and continue to learn from them as I move on throughout my life. Um, yeah, and that's basically it. Thank you.